Assalamu alaikum students, I hope you all are fine and having a good time with your family. I am your teacher of biology from Maryland High School. As you know, currently we are studying the chapter number 10, that is all about gaseous exchange. So in our previous lecture we have talked about the air passageway, the gaseous exchange in human in gaseous exchange in human we have learned about the air passageway. So in our today's lecture we are going to learn about what are the lungs. As I have told you that the respiratory system or respiration take place by the two methods, the one is air passageway and the second one is the lungs. So first of all, what are lungs? This is the structure of lungs. What are lungs? Lungs are the specialized organs that perform the gaseous exchange. So you can say that the lungs are the specialized organs perform gaseous exchange. So in our previous lecture we have learned about and I have told you about the structural and the functional unit of lungs, and that the structural and functional unit of lung is called, I have told you that this is called as alveoli. And on the basis of alveoli, basically lungs perform its function properly. So let's talk about the structure of lungs. So lungs are located on the either side of breastbone in the chest cavity. So these are present in the form of pair. In form of pair. The one lung is called left lung and the second one lung is called right lung. The left lung is little smaller, is smaller in size and have two lobes, while the right lung is larger than left lung and there are three lobes. Now the question arises, what are lobes? Just look at the diagram. This one is left lung and this one is right lung. In left lung there are two lobes, the one part and the second part, while in right lung there are three portions or they are divided into three lobes, 1, 2, 3. So the left lung is smaller than right lung. Clear? Now the question arises where they are located at. Okay students, look at this diagram once again. This one is the left lung and it has two lobes, the one lobe and the second lobe, and this one is the right lung and having the three lobes, 1, 2 and 3. So this is smaller than right lung. Right lung is little larger than left lung. So there are 12 pair of ribs. 12 pair of ribs. Okay students, so there are 12 pair of ribs present in our body. Now the question arises, what is the function of ribs? Ribs prevent our lungs from every kind of damage. Prevent lungs from damage. So basically I have told you that there are 12 pair of ribs. Okay students, as I have told you that there are 12 pair of ribs, it means that total 24 ribs are present in our body. And look at the diagram once again. Here, like on the lungs there are 12 pair of ribs on each lungs. So it means that total 24 ribs are present in our body. So next one is, there are some muscles, rib muscles. There are some muscles present on ribs and these muscles are called intercostal muscles. You have learned in class 9th about intercostals It means intercostal muscles, or intercostals means that are related to ribs. So, intercostal muscles. Okay, next one point is also lungs have blood vessels. Lungs have blood vessels. And look at the diagram once again. Below the lungs, this one structure is called diaphragm. This one structure is called diaphragm. So, below the lungs there is a cartilage, and when there is a word of cartilage, you can ever hear you know that the cartilage means that soft bones. So, below the lungs there is a structure that is dome like shape, and that structure is called diaphragm. So, and one more thing, look at the diagram. This is the lungs, the structure of lungs, and there are the two membranes. The one is outer, the one is inner. These two are the membranes that are called inner membrane or outer membrane, or you can say that inner. Okay students, what is the function of diaphragm? The function of diaphragm is to expand the lungs during inhalation and exhalation. These two are the mechanism of breathing. These two are the process of breathing. So, one more thing, look at the diagram once again. This is the left lung and this is the right lung, and our lungs are covered, or you can say protected with the two layers, with the two membranes. The one is called inner pleural and the second one is called outer pleural. So, you can, next point, you can say that there are the membranes that cover the lungs, and these membranes are called pleural. Now, question arises, what is the function of pleural? Function of pleural is to provide lubrication. It means that these membranes or these fluids, membranes or fluid, these membranes and these fluids are you can say called pleural, and these provide, and what is the function of these pleurals? Inner pleurals and outer pleurals are to provide the lubrication and reduce friction. Reduce friction. For example, when air enter into the lungs, our lungs do not expand largely. If our lungs expand largely, it can harm our other organs, for example, heart, kidney, stomach, etc. So, it means that these pleurals provide the lubrication and reduce the friction between the lungs. So, this is all about the topic lungs. So, let us move on to the next topic, that is all about the mechanism of breathing. Okay students, coming toward our next topic, that is all about the mechanism of breathing. Mechanism of breathing, what is the meaning of mechanism of breathing? You can say that any process that are associated with the gaseous exchange is called as mechanism of breathing. So, it depends upon the two phases. The first one phase is inhalation and the second one phase is exhalation. Inhalation, the other name of inhalation, or you can say the process of inhalation, is also known as inspiration. Inspiration. And the process of exhalation is also called as expiration. Now, the question arises, what is inspiration? A process in which air enters into the lung is called enters to the lungs is called as inhalation, and the second process is exhalation. So, as the air moves, you can say removing of air is called exhalation. Removing of air, or you can say removing of carbon dioxide from the lungs is called exhalation. Inhalation is exhalation is the totally reverse process of inhalation. In the process of inhalation, ribs muscles contracted. So, first point is ribs muscles, or you can say intercostal muscles contracted. And in the result, ribs elevate. In the result of when the ribs muscles contracted, ribs elevate. Now, what is the question arises, what does it meant by elevate? Elevate means that raise up to high position. It means that when the ribs muscles contracted, ribs elevated, or you can say ribs raise. And as I have told you that below the lungs there is a cartilage structure that is called diaphragm. So, in the process of inhalation, diaphragm become less dome-like. For example, if the diagram, or you can say the structure of diaphragm is like this, like a dome shape, but during the process of inhalation it becomes like less dome shape, clear? So, next point is pressure in lungs reduces. During the process of inhalation, pressure in lungs reduces. Now, what is the meaning of this word, this sentence, that pressure in lungs reduces? It means that when air enter from atmosphere into the lungs, it reduces, or you can say minimizes the lungs. When the air enter to the lungs, it minimizes the lungs, clear? And also in the result of pressure in you can say the lungs reduces, so in the result the surface area increases. Surface area of chest is increases. So, this is all about the process of inhalation. As I have told you that exhalation is the totally reverse of inhalation. So, in the process of exhalation, as I have told you, the air removed from the lungs and the ribs muscle, as I have told you that the inhalation, during the process of inhalation, ribs muscle contract, but in exhalation, ribs muscles relax. Ribs muscles relaxes, or you can say relax. Next, as I have told you that in the process of inhalation, diaphragm becomes less dome-like, but in the process of in exhalation, more dome-like. Diaphragm dome-like. For example, if in the process of exhalation, if it like this diagram of diaphragm, it becomes like more diaphragm, more like a dome shape, clear? As in the process of exhalation, the pressure in lungs reduces, but in this way the pressure in lungs, in the process of exhalation, pressure in lungs increases. And the surface of chest area, or surface area of chest, you can say reduces. Surface area reduces. Keep one thing in your mind, that our normal breathing rate is 16 to 17 times per minute. Means that a normal person can breathe 16 to 17 times per minute, but when we do a hard exercise, when we run very fast, our breathing rate variation, there is a variation in our breathing rate. It will increases from 16 to 17 times per minute, and it will increase up to 30 to 35 times per minute. Okay students, as I have told you that a normal breathing rate of a person is 16 to 17 times per minute, but if we do a hard exercise, it will increase from 30 to 35 minutes per minute, times per minute. So, all the mechanism of breathing depends upon the concentration of carbon dioxide present in our body. Whatever the breathing rate is slow or fast, this is the process of mechanism depends upon the concentration of carbon dioxide. So, this is all about our today's lecture. Let's recall it once again. So, in our today's lecture, we have learned about the lungs, the structure of lungs, the function of lungs as well as the mechanism of breathing, and in breathing we have learned about the two main phases. The one is inhalation and exhalation. I hope you guys understand the lecture very well. So, next is your activity. Your activity is to investigate the normal breathing rate as well as after performing any exercise you have to investigate the breathing rate and send it to me through WhatsApp or Facebook group. Take care. Allah Hafiz.